to the We Only Do One Take podcast. It's the only podcast in the world that is a complete shit show. Backed by popular demand is me, Jess. And with me today in the studio is one of our co-hosts, the CEO, and everyone's favourite third wheel, Kieran.
Oh, thank you very much. Am I third wheeling this right now?
Yes. And also with us today is the hostess with the mostess, the chief audio engineer, and the only person to graduate from Soldier Boy's dance school. It's Turch.
Hey-o! Woot you!
How are you guys?
We're pretty good to be coming back.
What's this soldier's what?
Well,
You know, you-
Soldier Boy, you know.
Oh, the song. I thought you actually went to dance school.
No, I went out to George's bar and requested that they play the song, and then our very good friend Trash
And then he continued to do the entire
continued
dance
to
routine.
do the whole Superman that hoe dance, you know.
Yeah.
Yoo! Anyway, but we are fantastic. We are back. We're fit.
We are fit.
Oh, and amazingly, we got through the whole challenge.
I
Challenge.
can't believe that fucking happened.
It was
you guys
amazing.
are looking so skinny.
It's pretty good. And I was going to say, do you want to go? Wait, before we talk about the weight loss challenge and do a couple of rants and this and that, I want to say something very exciting. And I messaged you about it,
You're
Jess.
pregnant. Well done.
I did it again. I lost all this weight just to get pregnant.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get to a certain weight. You can actually, as a man, get pregnant. It's very interesting how you can do that. But very exciting news, and hopefully this is something that people will be using right now as they're listening. The We Only Do One Take podcast is on Spotify. How exciting! It's only taken. We've had a fight with them in like episode 20 or something like that, where we couldn't get on the platform. They being a bit of a dick to us, but they're good now. The next challenge, the next hurdle, is Pornhub. We're gonna get back on that one, baby.
And we will do our porno. I will third wheel you two doing a porno. I'll be I'll be like the director. He's like,
the cameraman.
He's gonna be in the closet. That's what he's gonna do. Just
He's in the closet.
Him with his Superman costume. Or maybe I should say Catwoman costume. I don't know. One of the two.
Oh, this is getting kinky.
Oh dear, already.
This
show can turn from 0 to schmiro. I don't know.
What's it
we
taking
only
like
do one take, if you know, catch my drift.
Oh. What's it taken like over a year to? How long have you been doing this for? Over a year now.
It would be about 45 episodes it's taken, so about a year, give or just under a year.
That's pretty good. Finally to get
Finally,
on Spotify.
and
It's been
already
long.
I've had a look at some of the stats. People listening to the show on Spotify, and majority of the people listening to it on Spotify it's only just a majority. It's women at the moment listening to it on Spotify, about a 60-40 ratio. But people are really liking the latest couple of episodes. The one with Adam on it, the one with Dan on it, because they're just like, yep, we're on Spotify. We want to get it out there.
That's so good.
So it's really cool to sort of hear. But we've done that. We're on Spotify. If you're listening to us on Spotify, thank you very much, because we love you so much. But Kieran, do you want to talk about the weight loss challenge?
Yes, I do want to talk about
Because
the
I
weight
think
loss
that
challenge.
we should just get it over and done with, because I think at the last episode we were both very much of the opinion of, even if we lose, we're happy.
Which it could be me. I could have lost this.
And I was actually very scared, because while you were in Singapore, I saw you and I'm like, you've lost a lot of shit ton of weight.
Yeah, so basically you video called us like you always do.
Yeah.
Consistently video calling us. And we were in the Uber,
Yeah.
which is another great story in itself, going to our friend's 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And you FaceTimed us. And Alice and I were in the back seat of the Uber and we saw your face. And instead of like, you know how you always do that horrible under chin angle, your face looked extremely thin. And I must admit, looking at the both of you right now, you both look like you've lost a considerable amount of weight. So I'm really interested.
All right.
I think you might be.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, so I lost a grand total.
you want to tell it?
Okay.
A grand total. This was weighed in last week before I went to Singapore.
Okay.
Correct.
8.3 kilos.
Oh. Woo!
Well done! My God, I'm so proud of you.
2 kilos were put on in Singapore.
That's all right.
Oh.
You know, I'll give it to you. 8.5 kilos. That's how much you lost.
That's
It's all
really
good. 'Cause
good.
I think I weighed myself roughly, excuse me, at the same time.
Yeah.
And Jess can verify, which is the best thing.
Yeah.
And you'd be very sad to know that I lost in the 6.9 kilos. I went down from 86.7 to 77.1, a total loss of 11.1% of my body weight. And in that time, I ran 74 kilometers.
Wow.
I was very happy with myself. But that means, you know what that means, Jess?
Yeah.
Someone has to read an apology.
Yeah.
And Jess, you've heard the numbers. You've heard the stats.
So how much did you lose?
I lost 9.6. And how much did you lose, Kieran?
Because you just said just now 6.9, and I was like, no, you didn't. You lost nearly 10 kilos.
Oh, I did. Yeah,
9.9.
But I haven't worked
His
out the body
dyslexia.
percentage.
Exactly.
So we'll.
Well, do you want to quickly do the body percentage?
I think
thing now?
maybe you should, Anthony Accountant, he did his maths today, so maybe pass your stats over to
All right.
Turch and
So
he can do the maths.
how much did you weigh initially?
108.
Okay, wait. How much do you weigh now?
Now, as of today.
As of the
As
As
of
of, we'll give you the when you lost 8 kilos.
What was it? So it was just over 100. So I was 100.4, I think it was.
100.4?
And then I started in at, what did I say?
108, 109?
108.
108 point what?
I think it was 108.5.
0.5. You lost a total of 8%. Is that what you're getting?
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're getting too? I
you
got
lost
11.1.
11 point. That's so close.
I know. But very happy.
And that's exactly right. It's hard to. You've got to read the apology, Kieran. You got to do it, which sucks because you've done such an incredible job. I must admit, like I thought you'd lose a little bit of weight because when you motivate yourself, you can do it. But that's incredible. I'm extremely proud of you.
The hardest thing, and anyone who's doing a challenge or something like that, it was that first week.
It was the first week.
I saw you in that first week, and you looked like you wanted to kill everybody around you, including yourself.
But it was fascinating when I had made the decision. I think you were there that night where I was like, I'm not eating.
You're not breaking.
Yeah.
I'm not breaking. And I wasn't going to break no matter how much people tempted. And you were a great support, Jess. You were a great support. But I was just like, wow, like that mindset of like, it's not going to happen. Like, wow, you can do it.
You did a really good job because the boys were just eating bowls of chips in front of you and it was very, very cruel. But you did really well and you honestly looked like you were having serious withdrawals.
I was having serious
You were pale,
withdrawals.
you were shaking, you were...
I was cranky.
You were extremely
I was moody.
Very irritable. We'll call it.
Very irritable. Very irritable.
But so it sucks that you have to read an apology,
Yes. So, as per the rules that we started off with...
Are so close.
A 250 word. Look, as much as I give you absolute credit. You were very much a worthy adversary in this whole challenge. And it was actually really
It is very
good.
rare for us to pay each other
I
compliments.
know, this is like, we're just like, we did it, we lost weight.
People have tuned into the podcast
to yell it.
to hear us yell and criticize one another.
54 days we've been trying to lose weight. In that time, we've basically lost 17 kilos between us.
Incredible.
Oh, yeah.
It's in American that's like 15 to 20 pounds. It's fantastic.
That just goes to show when you really put your mind to it, and also make it a competition.
I think the competition.
It's the competition.
Well, speaking of competition, last time you lost another challenge, which was the push-up challenge.
Yeah, but I totally...
He didn't even try that one.
Okay, and we all knew that one, but this one here, I feel like you definitely some credit due. But I went a different route for your apology this time.
Okay.
Because last time I thought it'd be funny to make fun of you for reading various words. This time...
that he couldn't pronounce.
This time I figure we'll do something else. And Jess, would you like to get the video camera for video
Oh,
proof?
yeah, of course.
Another reason why you're here today. And when when you're ready with the video camera.
Although you're always complaining about my video skills.
That's true. As long as you hold it sideways.
Because when I laugh, I shake the camera.
Sideways.
And you know what the disappointing thing is? I'm wearing the same jumper that I wore in the last.
That's okay. We're in a different studio. We're in a proper studio now.
Oh my god, you actually are.
Oh no, I think I wear this like every Thursday.
I think you do.
It's
just warm and
it's just
toasty.
my jumper that's like warm and
yeah.
Yeah, you're not in your Ugg boots for once,
true.
so that's good.
Yeah.
It was driving. All right, Jess, click play on the recorder.
Okay, it's gone.
All right, that's for me to sync it all up. Kieran, this is the apology. It's 250 words on the dot. I triple checked it, and I would like you, apart from the word apology at the top there, which is just the title for me to make sure I don't type.
I'm not reading the title.
Don't read the title, but everything that's not in bold or underlined is for you to read. Please start it off.
I, Kieran, have lost the weight loss challenge of 2019. What are we going to do, like one in 2020?
Maybe.
Okay,
Well, it's not
alright.
the challenge. I just want to date the episode.
That's 2 losses in a row. For losing, I would like to apologise to Turch for... Well, you got... these should be numbered, not dot points here.
Just keep going.
Thinking I could win this competition in the first place. For that, I am sorry. But I have done lots of other bad things. Which I would also like to apologise for.
Here we go.
I am sorry for... I'm not sorry for this one. Always running on Kieran time. For drunkenly bumming cigarettes and not smoking them correctly. For the terrible Bob and Jane joke. For spilling drinks on our podcast guests and in general. For the forced removal of Indigenous children from their families. For always posting the podcast within the margin of error. For the following films: Indiana Jones 4, Star Wars 8, the all-female Ghostbusters. For always being awesome during our Phillip Island New Year's Day specials.
Change of words, we'll allow that.
For always wanting to group video Facebook chat. What's wrong with that? That is great.
It was meant to be at inconvenient times, but I didn't have enough words.
Yeah, it didn't fit the 250.
For the whole Holocaust thing. Turch. For always requesting Jimmy Barnes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. In Singapore, I requested Jimmy Barnes. For secretly funding 9/11. For all the toilets I've clogged up.
Yes!
When?
Oh, you have.
When?
Just assume you have.
For liking Harry Potter. Oh, I was a kid. For the Salem witch trials of 1692.
Salem.
You said there would be no hard vocab words.
S-A-L-E-M. Salem.
For all the jokes I've made about American being dumb, especially the American fans. For championing the following conspiracy theories: Flat Earth, the reptilian elite, and that we never landed on the moon. For being a part of academia. Well, fair enough. And for always getting bogged down in details.
Yes.
For all of that, I am sorry. I will strive to be better in the future and eat less poo.
Hey, well done.
And that's... I think that you much preferred this apology than the previous one.
No, I think I prefer the other one.
I would like to thank Trash, Alice, my brother, Blaine, Niall, and Burger, and Jess for all helping me find out exactly what people wanted you to apologize for.
Did you do this at the dinner that I wasn't at?
I was doing this for like... Look, I'm going to put it out there. I thought I was going to win from the beginning. And I had to prepare myself. And the more I prepared this apology, the more I needed to win. And this motivated me so much. And it was a beautiful experience. Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
The
next challenge is going to be our comedy special.
You're going down.
You're
going down, my
Kieran?
friend.
That was really good. That was a good apology.
Kieran?
I'd like to change it up a tone, and it's not a rant. Well, actually, it is a rant.
It's a rant.
It's a rant and a story, and
Get that glass off my
I'm going to
fire.
and I'm going to get bogged down in some details.
All
here.
right, here we go. Get a glass off my amplifier. It's not the way they belong.
Sorry, it's just so convenient right there.
It is. I know. You're telling me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Here's a rant for you. People putting glasses of whiskey on my $4,000 amplifier.
Well, it shouldn't be so table-shaped, should it?
There's no sign.
You know what? Put it on Jess's piano.
That's not table-shaped.
There's a spot right there.
No, it's not very
I was in Singapore.
You're in Singapore.
Doing very important business things. And I got a Singaporean friend who I caught up with on a Friday night, which was like, let's go out and party, right? So I was like, yeah, let's do that. Like I've ditched all these colleagues, going out into the Singaporean night. And he goes, we're going to a club. And I went, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And he goes, we're too old for the other clubs, you know, being 30-ish, but we're going to go to this other club. I said, okay. And he's like, the girls will come and chat to you and they want you to buy them flowers. And I was like,
oh dear.
I was like, what? Flowers? And he's like, yeah, they'll come and chat to you and the flowers cost $50. And I was like,
first of all, no.
I was like, okay, but why am I'm like, what, do I see their tits?
Do I get anything out of these flowers?
What do I get out of
exchange rate for flowers to sex? Is that what you're asking?
That's basically what I was asking, right? You know. And he said, no, they'll come and chat to you and you know, they'll hang out with you and
like
so,
geishas kind of thing.
Well, I still wasn't quite understanding what he meant. We hadn't got into the club. Anyway, we get into the club. And we're at a table. We're in the Pove section, right? You know, but there's couches in this club as well.
Oh.
But you got to spend a minimum of $800 to get on the couch. Like
like
flowers?
VIPs, yeah.
Wait, on flowers?
No, just in
just
general,
like in alcohol.
just in alcohol and stuff, right?
I could do that.
So
one bowl of cognac.
So anyway, we're there, and this girl, this Vietnamese girl, comes and starts talking, and you had 3 liters of beer on the table.
Yeah.
And like you'd pour all your own.
Oh yeah, like a tap sort of thing.
Yeah, but you'd pour your own, and she's just helping herself some beer and chatting, and then she walks away, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, she's gone. And then the show starts, and it's like, all right, we're here for a show. Like, this is pretty cool. And about 14 girls get up on the stage, and they're standing in this like V shape, and there's this clock counting down from 1 minute. Yeah, I know. There's a DJ behind them DJing, right? And there's in the like where all the tables are and people standing and all that, there's these like green lasers like going onto their chests. I'm like, well, that's a bit fucking weird. Why are there like 3 different like green lasers?
Gotta put it out there, you're selling this cult to me so far.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, and then there's this person at the front who like points to the girl, and the girl comes down. She gets this sachet of flowers, and I'm going to Sean. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why are there lasers? Why are they getting flowers? What the fuck? I don't understand what's going on. Why is there a timer?
That for me, that's the weirdest part of all
Okay,
this.
so they're
actually playing countdown.
the minute
That's what I was picturing, the giant countdown clock.
the minute goes, and then another 14 girls come on stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on, Sean? And he's like, oh, these are the Thai girls. He said the girls before, they were Korean.
Right.
And he goes, the pecking order goes Korean, Thai, Vietnamese.
Oh.
I was like, What?
So wait, the highest to lowest or lowest?
As in, the most expensive girls are Korean.
Oh.
And the cheapest girls are Vietnamese.
Oh.
And Thai's in the middle. I was like...
Get it? No worry. I was just going to say it's a Thai. But that's just... It's been a while since we've done this.
All right. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Apologise for
Can
that.
you continue? I'm so
Make me lose a
intrigued.
challenge.
All right. So then these laser things are still pointing and the minutes counting down for the Thai girls, right? And a few more Thai girls get flowers, right? And then, then they go off and then the Vietnamese girls come on and only one girl gets a flower out of all the 14, right? And then the minute goes and then the DJ starts DJing up again, right? So I'm going like, what the fuck's going on? Anyway, Sean's like, oh, just wait till the rest of the night goes on. So we're drinking a bit more. Anyway.
I love that this friend of yours is just so vague. Like, not giving you anything.
You know what? This is exactly how Kieran is, though. He'd be like, he'd take us to something like this in Melbourne. And just wait. Just wait. It'll be fine. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Anyway, Sean goes, oh, the band's going to get on. I'm like, oh, fucking band.
Yeah,
like,
awesome.
Fucking, and he's like, they're not as good as Melbourne bands. I was like, oh, whatever, we're in Singapore, but how great is this? And I look up, and the guitar and the piano and the drums, like the drums are pushed right back on the stage. The guitarists are like right on the corner.
Yeah.
I was like, so the band's not the main attraction.
It's not the feature.
It's not the feature. So they start, and these like 4 Korean girls come out and they start singing.
Oh.
And they start singing between like 2 of them sing English and then 2 of them singing Korean. And they're like songs we know. And like, right. And then a few of them get $100 sachet. So there's no flowers anymore. They now get the sachet.
When you say sachet, do you mean sash?
Yeah, satchel, whatever.
A sash. Just a sash. A sachet is just like what you put your little...
It's what like salt packets are.
Yeah, they get a sash, sorry.
You know how much $100 of salt is?
Sachet.
I've been to Sarakos, mate. I can get you a deal.
Right.
Sash.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're singing. They're getting this sash of
The
cash.
sash.
Cash sash.
This cash
Can you
sash.
say that?
Yeah. So and it says like $100 on it. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why are these people throwing away money? They're only singing. They're not doing anything. Anyway, Sean's like,
Oh, okay. One, they're performing.
That's
they deserve
something.
cash.
there's no tits, right? So anyway, no, Sean's like, he's like, oh, it's about the men here saying it's a status thing. So it's like the men have more, like, I've given that girl $100. What are you going to do about it, Turch? Like, I've got more money than you.
Oh.
And then so it's like, then you've got to be like, well, I've got more money because I've now given like 2 $100.
So you're saying this is like betting on a horse, but the more bets they have, the more they win.
Well, the girls win.
Yeah.
So they keep the...
And the men keep the status.
And the men keep the status, but the men lose the money. The nightclub gets 30%, and the girls get 70%.
That's not a bad deal. It's probably better than the strippers in Melbourne.
Right, but they don't.
But they're not stripping.
They're not
just
stripping.
singing.
Yeah.
They're just singing. Anyway, then this Thai boy band gets on, right?
Yes.
Right, and there was 5 of them. They all got $200 each.
Oh.
And I said, Sean, what's going on? He's like, oh, they're probably with some like business or group, and they were speaking to them and hanging out with them, and so now their business owners just
Giving them money.
So this singing and performance, and then like all those people that were in the show would come out and like talk and drink, and then one of them would get up and do a solo, and then come back, and it was just like for 2 hours, like it was just like that. And they'll when they get off the stage, they take their sash off and they cash in their money.
So the point is to be the prettiest or the best singer or what?
And Korean. You got to be Korean. Because that's the top
Oh, well,
one.
after this 2 hours goes by, the 14 Korean girls get back up on stage, and the timer is now for 8 minutes.
Oh, yes, I want to know what happens when it gets to 0.
8 minutes, right? And there was a rapper. She was rapping to the DJ as well.
She was rapping to
There
the
was
DJ.
someone separate who's like a rapper with tats, Singaporean, rapping. She was actually really good. I was like, you're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
$2,000 later, she
All
wins.
the Korean girls got money, but the rapper got $500.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the Korean girls go off.
Yeah.
And then another 8 minutes goes on the clock, and then all the Thai girls come on, and they just literally stand there. And most Thai girls got money, and I'm like, how degrading for like the 2 Thai girls that didn't get any money.
Well, that's
I'm sorry. I still don't get the point of any of this. Is there a point?
If this doesn't prove that no matter where you go, racism is a thing.
That's what I've heard.
Like, you can't erase racism.
Well, isn't that the thing? Like, Asians are the most racist to other Asians.
Oh yeah, well, Chinese don't like Japanese. Like, they've been like feudal
and the
wars
whole
back
the
in
whole
day.
thing was like, don't touch the Vietnamese girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like,
So racist.
what? They were just like, yeah, it's Korean.
I still don't get... I'm sorry. You just told a story for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it felt like 10 minutes. And you still haven't told me what happened when it got to 0.
They walk.
Oh, they walk off the stage.
And then just another 8 minutes.
And then another 8 minutes.
Another group,
Yeah.
group comes up on stage.
I understand Kieran's stories now. I know that I've been sitting with him doing this podcast for a year. I understand how the stories are meant to go.
So did you give money to any?
No,
of
it was like, I'd much rather keep the $50 or the $100. I'm like, they're not getting. Well, this girl was talking to us, and some shots came around. I was like, oh, you beauty! Like, we'll do some shots. Anyway, 5 shots, $100.
Yeah, Singapore's taxation on
No.
alcohol is
This
very
was
high.
just a very expensive place because the beer the 3-liter beer we had was like $140.
Yeah. No,
Whereas
across the board.
Whereas like if we're outside the nightclub, it would have been a hell of a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Now, I know that alcohol in Singapore is very, very expensive because they consider that a luxury.
Coffees cost $6.80.
Yeah,
Also a luxury.
Singaporean dollars.
Also a luxury there, and so it's like cars and things like that. But like vegetables are like dirt cheap.
Oh, great country to go.
Yeah.
Great
Amazing
country to
country.
visit.
I know. I've only been to the airport.
I've had the opportunity.
Also, great place to visit.
Also there.
Yeah, so clean. So clean. But, yeah, wow. So that was your experience of Singapore.
Yeah.
Weird.
Like, it was just like, what? I mean, I got blind drunk. Like, I woke up the next morning so hungover.
You're like, why do I have a sachet?
Going like, I've got to get to a conference. Like, yeah, it wasn't great, but yeah.
Sounds fun. Still didn't get it.
I'd still go.
but Sure.
I'd go watch, just have a couple of shots. Look at.
Maybe your friend was giving you the mystery, but like making it more mysterious, just because there is no like.
Yeah, like nothing.
Well, they do
happens.
karaoke. No, if you want something to happen, you go to karaoke.
Yeah.
Karaoke there is like prostitutes.
Sorry, what?
Wow.
Well, how does karaoke?
What type of microphone are they singing into?
Oh dear.
No, because a group of guys,
It's on Thailand.
a group of guys will go into karaoke,
Yeah.
and then they'll bring girls in.
Yeah.
Because you're in those booths, you
Yeah.
know, you're in the booths, and they bring the girls in, and they sit next to you, and you sing, and you have a great time, and
It's like geisha sort of thing, but they don't have sex. They don't know like.
well, later you can take them to have sex from karaoke. Yeah,
So you got to wine and dine a prostitute,
yeah.
but you got to sing to her.
Yeah.
I gave my love a chicken. It had no. Okay, no Simpsons fans here. Look. I wrote a good apology.
This should
You
be
did.
cultural learnings with Kieran.
Cultural learnings with Kieran.
You taught us nothing.
How about country? How about this one? Country cultural learning. Country cultures with Kieran. KK. No. Oh well. Very good. Well,
So there wasn't really a rant.
no. But you know who does have a rant?
What?
Jess has a rant,
I do have a rant. I really do.
and she's been actually yelling about this to me. And when she said what the idea was, I said I actually had this written down, and I was going to rant about it today. But I'll just let her have the floor because.
I'm not that fired up about it anymore because something even worse happened to me today.
Go on, get fired up.
Oh,
Alright,
you've
alright.
got two.
Alright, no. Okay, Kieran, have you been cooking a lot more since you've been doing your
I have.
weight loss?
Yeah.
Have you been finding your recipes online?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you look online for recipes, do you ever get stuck in the fucking loophole that is reading a 10-page essay before the fucking recipe is even on there on the website?
No, because I'm pretty smart.
What?
Subjective. You didn't know what was going on the whole night and woke up the next day hungover without getting laid.
Yeah.
No, so if no one's following me, you Google a recipe.
Mm-hmm.
You put in what you want into Google.
Mm-hmm.
Something recipe.
Mm-hmm.
Whole bunch of recipes come up. You click on them. For some reason, every single website of recipes has a 10-page essay before the
You just scroll
recipe-
down.
Yeah, that's what I do. But why should I have to fucking scroll down when I click on recipe? If I want to quick I don't even know what
I can't remember what you were cooking, and that's beside the point. But I just remember you just coming up to me and going, "What the fuck is this?" This person's written a story about the things like, my family at wintertime like to cuddle, warm each other up. I warm my family up with my delicious food. I stumbled across this idea back when I was, back 10 years ago, and I've been perfecting it ever since.
I don't know.
Do not care.
Obviously, you read it. I didn't read it.
I just made that up on the spot.
But it's basically what it is like, and you just scroll. But it seems like you're scrolling for a fucking eternity before you get to, all right, I need 2 tomatoes, 1 onion. I don't know. It's very you just scroll. That's never bothered you.
The preamble before the recipe is the only thing.
Is that what it's called? A preamble.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe because I just read so often, I'm used to just going.
You're used to
scroll, skim. Yeah, good. There's the information I need.
So if Kieran is reading your essays and you don't get much of a.
But if you don't save that, like a lot of the time I don't save it, then I have to look for it again, and then I have to go through the scrolling again.
Why don't you just go to taste.com?
Because that also has the
They
preambles.
also do that.
They do the preamble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like the wording and stuff. If some chef, it's like, I've been doing this in my restaurant for 5 years. It's really popular. Whatever it is. This is for my family. All that bullshit.
There's a lot of storytelling before a recipe, and I don't understand. There's probably a reasoning behind it.
I think...
Yeah, because they need fucking more words for ads, and they need more words to search on to get on Google.
I think that's why you pay for cookbooks, because cookbooks don't have those preamble-y stuff. It's like lamb roast and the ingredients and the instructions.
Yeah, they won't rank on Google if they just are short.
Yeah. It's like, this had a
they've got to fill it with all the keywords.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just so frustrating. I can't deal with it anymore.
Cookbooks. What's even better? Go back old-fashioned ye, right? And
meat on a spit. Yes,
and
do it.
get the your parents' cookbook that was like handwritten.
No, I can't do that. Have I ever told you about my dad's cookbook?
No.
So my dad used to be a pastry chef back in the day, a very long time ago, and he was actually quite good in the area that, like, he was wanted by many places because he had all these recipes that he written down in a little blue book.
Passed from mother to daughter, father to son.
No, he created himself, like, purely from scratch. Like, probably ideas from other places that he worked and created some. And when he left a place because they weren't paying him enough, like, before he got home, which was only 5 minutes away, 3 companies called. That's how in demand he was. Then he became allergic to flour, and that's a whole different story. But he's got this little blue book of recipes that is especially his. So his specialty has always been Italian cakes, like Italian continental cakes, which are the best cakes, and cannoli.
In particular, the custard filling in cannoli.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's very rare to say this, but his vanilla one is about 50 times better than his chocolate one.
I can honestly say I've never had a better cannoli filling. Like, it's just amazing. And the best part about this is then he makes too much and puts some in the fridge and leaves it for us just to eat. Just the custard.
Oh. But speaking of too much, his recipes are built or are written for cake shops. So you look at his recipe, let's just say, he's like, Dad, how do you make cannoli? He'll look at his recipe, it's like 200 eggs. And you're like, and how many is that for? 4,000 cannolis. And you're like, okay, I want to make like 20.
You're just got to divide.
Yeah, but you got to divide, like, it's like 500 kilos of flour. So definitely, I definitely wouldn't want to.
Anyway, I hope somebody out there listening to this podcast can feel my pain, because it's actually just been driving me absolutely insane.
What's your other rant?
Well, just today some bitch didn't let me on the lift because she was just standing there and didn't fucking press the button so that I could, keep the doors open.
Oh, that is just disgraceful.
I think more and more people...
I lost faith in humanity today. I really did.
I think more than anything else, and this is what my rant was going to be today, and still is my rant today, it's people's lack of spatial awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And an elevator is a very easy one. Like, people go... Like, you
hold your farts in, people, when you're in the elevator. Hold your farts.
Well, it's that. But it's like you're trying to get out of an elevator, and people just stand in front of the elevator wanting to get in. And you're like, well, I need to get out before you get in. But they stand right in the doorway, right in the middle. And you sort of have to like shuffle to the side, like walk out like half a step and then shuffle to the side to get around them because they're trying to get in. It's that lack of a social awareness. Like I've always ranted about wogs standing in doorways after church. Like that's a real easy one. Escalators, but like car parks are the same. Like car parks, people will drive like it's a two-way car park. Like you know.
One goes on the left, one goes on the right.
But
yada
people
yada
just
yada.
because there's no line except right at the end. People just drive right in the middle. So you're trying to get into a car spot or out of a car spot or go around them, or go, one going straight, one going forward, one going back, whatever, left hand, right hand lane. They're stuck in the middle, so they have to try to turn, and then they complain to you because they can't get around you.
Do you know what I loved about Singapore? Right. Is they don't have those problems because the lines are marked. Everything is marked.
Yeah.
It is so clear. You know what you need to do. It is.
Even if they were marked here,
We're just the worst.
everyone's just so fucking
I think
stupid.
I almost want them on footpaths because I've been running on the footpath like a couple of days a week to get fit and win the weight loss challenge and all that stuff. But I've actually been really enjoying running, and people have been on their phones or whatever, like listening to music, and I understand like it's hard to sort of hear things, but I'll be like, excuse me, and I'll be running, and one person will take up the whole footpath, not only walking in the same direction I am, but coming towards me as well, and like I'm not gonna stop running, so I'm like, fuck it, I just run on the grass or something like that. But the lack of spatial awareness of understanding.
I think we have too much technology in our lives.
I've been trying.
We're talking to someone the other day where they were going travelling, how they used to go to the internet cafe.
Yeah.
And then line up and then write an email home, which was like, in Bangkok,
Yes.
travelling to such and such, won't have emails for a few days.
Yeah.
That's how I made my first Facebook overseas in an internet cafe.
That we need to go back to that, I reckon.
Yeah.
We need to go back to the
Just having the list. I don't think that's the issue. I think people are just fucking stupid. I just don't care. It's like, well, this is probably one of the points you were going to bring up, Anthony, is that escalators.
Yes.
Like, it's been drained in my mind to stairways, escalators, whatever, because I had a teacher in high school that was always like, single file to the left. That's how we drive to the left, so that's how you walk up a staircase. And so I always... Escalators,
escalator,
stairways,
stand to the left.
Yep, stay to the
Unless
left.
you're like overtaking,
Unless
and then
you're
hopping to the
overtaking,
right.
yeah. So, on an escalator, if you're just going to stand there, you should stand there to the left. You shouldn't stand in the middle of the escalator so no one can get around you.
That's right. Hey, I listened to a podcast. Who are these podcasts?
Yes.
Oh, you listen to them.
They're actually quite good, but
I love them.
But I haven't finished the one that we apparently get a shout out on. I've
Yeah.
only listened to, I think they're bagging some girls or something like that, and they're just listening to them. I'm like, their podcast is terrible. Whoever they're bagging,
Yeah.
that's just like they're reading Wikipedia pages or something.
Yeah.
I think it's Shaniqua and Porsche or something like that. I don't know. Right. I hear we got a shout out from them. What did they say?
We did get a shout out from them. It sort of just wrapped up the whole thing. They sort of...
Is it right at the end?
So it's sort of in the middle. I'll try
Okay.
to find it for you. You can listen to it later. But remember how we did a bit and I explained how to you and our audience what happened.
You thought that you could not run things by the CEO and you fucked up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that's why we had Asterios Kokonos on the show. But what happened was, we took some clips of Carl talking about it, and we did it here, and then I said, like, and then you made some comments about him being a celebrity and being a bit of a wanker for some reason.
Did I? Oh, shit.
Yeah, he does bring that up in the clip as well. But then...
Wait, who are these podcasts?
Yeah.
Carl.
Did I say that about them?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I remember listening to that podcast going, does Kieran know what he's talking about? Because now he's bagging who are these podcast
Yeah, Carl
guys.
on the show.
You're like, oh, if he thinks he's so good anyway, he's a wanker. And
No. And I was like, no, we saved him. So anyway, Carl liked me.
Did I say that?
Look,
The real apology here.
put that back in the apology.
So,
Look at
very
that.
happy to say Carl likes us and our show. He thinks we do some pretty good stuff. So I'm very happy about that. But he just sort of wraps it up. But it was really meta because I took clips of him talking about the show, and then he took clips of us, who took clips of him.
Yeah.
On the show. So it was like this inception of an inception of a podcast.
Oh.
And it was really great. But look, he just said he thought we were great, very funny.
So they're not going to review us because we're too good.
Well, I don't know about that.
I hope he reviews
I hope
you.
he does this eventually. Or maybe we'll actually get him on the show.
Yeah, the real one.
That would be even more amazing. So that
not the catfishes.
Not the catfishes. No.
Is that who I was talking about? The catfishes?
No, you were talking about. I don't know what you.
Look,
I
you know
really
what?
don't think you're paying attention, to be honest.
Sounds about right. All right. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lady in the studio today. I'm gonna try and do my best Alex Jones impression because I found this article and I'm just like, I need to be Alex Jones for a while because I have the documents. They're right here. They're all right here. Ah! The government's covering it up again. And what's it about? Bigfoot is real. This week, the FBI declassified documents about their search for Bigfoot in the 1970s. It's right here, those goddamn reptilian scum.
Just so people know at home, he literally has
we're not
the
recording
documents.
This. You record me, but you're not recording
I didn't
this.
know he was going to do that. Kieran, pick those up. They're legit. He printed out the documents.
I'll read them.
I printed out, yeah. So, I don't want to bore everyone with the whole science document, so I just thought I'd tell you the story of what happened in the 1970s with the FBI.
Dear Mr. Cochran. That's Johnny Cochran, right?
There you go.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Johnny Cochran. Oh, I'm obsessed with the O.J. Simpson files.
Oh.
The O.J.
So,
yeah, Johnny Cochran being his... Anyway.
Peter Byrne wanted to prove that Bigfoot existed. And that he has spent his whole life trying to prove that Bigfoot exists. In 1946, that was his first opportunity when he found a Yeti while he was in the British Air Force.
Just casually found a Yeti. Guys,
there's
I
a
found
photo.
a Yeti.
A photo on that page shows in that document there that with the famous Yeti scalp in a temple in the Himalayas. He has another photo showing very big footprints, possibly of Bigfoot. In the past 50 years, he has found 2 or 3 sets of possible Yeti footprints.
Possible.
With 5 toes on each foot.
Oh, is that a Yeti?
And left toe. That's the classic photo.
Oh no, he's wearing a watch.
Understand? And he does it full time, 7 days a week, and he said that in the 1990s. And to this day, he is still an active hunter. So what did the FBI...
A Yeti hunter.
It's a Yeti / Bigfoot hunter. So what did those FBI files actually say? Well, in the 1970s, Peter Byrne, who's this Yeti / Bigfoot hunter, got in contact with the FBI. Because he had evidence of Bigfoot. And what that evidence was hair follicles.
Hair follicles. Yeah, I'm reading about that right now. What I'm reading is that postgraduate students don't know how to address letters.
No.
Because I had to deliver a seminar on how to address a letter. And write a letter. And geez, these are written really well.
Yeah.
I know, these are, sorry, it's just comical timing.
That's alright.
But nonetheless, he sent in that follicle of hair. And
I can see where this is going.
and he sent it in. And they did all these tests, which is all in those documents. It's free to do that sort of, to look at it online.
They were doing it for 6 years.
They were looking at this hair for 6 years.
Wait, just one guy in a microscope. That's what he did every day for
multiple
6
tests.
years.
And they came up with the thing. So this is a quote from the article. We do not often come across hair which we are unable to identify the hair that we have now. We have about 15 hairs attached to a tiny piece of skin. It is the first we have obtained in 6 years that we feel may be of importance. That's what the Yeti hunter sent to the FBI person. The hair sample you said, okay, at the and then after all of that, they found that the hair that he sent in,
Yes.
was of a deer. After 6 years.
Deer hair.
Deer hair. Anyway.
It took them 6 years to establish that it was
Well,
a
they probably
deer
just went,
hair.
oh yeah.
Put it aside for 6 years. Oh shit, we better see how that hair's going.
Anyway.
There's a letter
it's
here.
a
There's a
deer.
letter here from Peter, who is from the Bigfoot Information Centre and Exhibition.
Yes, he is. That's Peter. He's
Who
the one that
writes-
sent
That's
in
the
the
Yeti
hair.
Hunter.
From time to time, we've been informed that hair, supposedly of a Bigfoot, has been sent for examination to the FBI, has been examined by the FBI, and with the conclusion, as a report of the examination, that it was not possible to compare the hair with that of any known creature on this continent.
Oh, but
that's
it was
earlier
a
on in-
deer.
That's earlier on in the piece.
Before they realised
so
it
they
was a
basically go,
deer.
we can't compare it, and they've gone, wait a minute, we can compare it to everything.
But I just love.
Wait, just for a second, I imagine deer hairs would be quite short. I don't know.
I don't know enough.
I've never
about
touched
deers.
a deer.
Please understand that our research here is serious. I feel
That's
like
from Peter. That's from
you
Peter.
shouldn't have to put that in a
Just so you know, guys.
Hey, no,
this
it's
is
not
real.
a joke. This is real. This is real life. I'm sending you some real data.
But
right?
seriously, deer hair. I want to Google it because deer hair. Surely they're quite short.
You know what the best thing about this whole experience is? That all those documents, there's like 20 pages of documentation about Peter sending in the hair, this and that, and it coming out being deer hair. Do you know what the best part about this is? That he does not remember doing that at all. So this guy's about 80, 85 or
Does he have
something
dementia
like
though?
No, he's just a regular guy. He's still hunting Bigfoot to this day. And he never remembers sending in any hair to the FBI for examination. Yeah, you know, recently... so he's never seen one. He'd love to see one. And he noted that he once found in the Pacific Northwest a huge footprint, which would have been an upright mammal with 5 toes and a 46-inch stride. And this is what he said recently. We had a sighting 10 days ago of Bigfoot from a very reliable source, a very good friend of mine. So there you go.
Just FYI, deer hair is like really short and like spindly, like it's prickly.
And when did this get declassified?
This last week.
It should have been declassified ages ago.
Okay,
That's
but you know what?
Hilarious.
Because this was part of an article, so they obviously did a bit of a background check on this guy and stuff. And there's actually like more information than I've seen about. Like it goes a bit deeper. So Byrne, the gentleman who sent in the hair, pled guilty in August 2013 of defrauding the Social Security Administration and the Oregon Department of Human Health Services and Medicaid out of about $78,000, concealing his travels outside of the USA between 1992 and 2012. So for 20 years he was defrauding them, stole about $80,000 because he was on the hunt for Bigfoot.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, he had about $85,000 in banks outside of things. He found a copy he sent to publishers and this and that for any royalties to be sent to books to be sent to his girlfriend, just to try and like offset things. So he's obviously written books about Bigfoot and this and that. So he was hunting for Bigfoot, defrauding the American system, sending in information and fake, basically deer hair to the FBI. This man wasted more time with the government talking about Bigfoot and using government funds to research Bigfoot. I cannot fault him for whatever he's done. I'm very proud of this man.
I'll tell you what, I'm learning a lot about deer hair.
As the CGD, what do you think? Jess is the CGD.
Is the what? Is the CGD?
CGD.
DG.
Yeah.
CDG.
You're so...
CGD.
What is the OCD?
DG.
What? CGD.
What's the 411?
You are so dyslexic.
DGC.
Apparently, I'm the chief dog groomer.
Yeah.
Hence, D before G.
Yeah. CDG.
Ah, the chief groomer of dogs.
Yeah, just like on the COE, the Chief Officer of Executives.
Look, everyone's tuned out now. They have no care for our titles.
Well, I'll tell you what. The first thing that came up when I typed in deer hair is buying deer hair. So maybe he bought it.
Maybe. Oh.
Because apparently it's popular for
Sorry,
fly
just
fishing.
I know people out there listening, but that reading those was hilarious. I just love that one. It's like the FBI approves the analysis of these hairs.
It's amazing. It's 6 years of wasting government time looking at hairs that were meant
and then
to be
2,
Bigfoot.
if there shall be approval, a letter shall be sent. Sometimes I go, I think I should be working in government.
Aren't you?
No, yeah. I'm thinking something state. All right. Articles, people.
What have
articles.
you got there? What have you got some news for us? Back from Singapore, straight to the news of Australia.
That's right. Look, this one caught my attention because I'd been doing a bit of air travel. A lady travelling Air Canada woke up freezing cold in a pitch black empty plane. Mm-hmm. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
I saw the headline, but I didn't click on it, so now I'm very intrigued.
Well, a lady who was travelling in Canada, the plane landed, and then it took off again to land at the next airport. So she didn't get off that plane, so she just stayed asleep, right? But she gets to the final destination, and she's still asleep. And then they push the plane. They've cleared out the plane. The flight attendants have cleared out the plane, and they've pushed the plane back away from the gate, and they've locked it all up. And then she woke up. It was dark, and couldn't get out.
How did they?
I have a question for you.
I have multiple questions.
How does someone sleep heavier than me? Because even I would the
Where
plane's
was she
landing, my ears are
sleeping?
popping.
Where was she sleeping that the flight attendants didn't wake her up and kick her off the plane?
I don't know. I think she was at the back of the plane.
They just left a sleeping woman on the plane while they cleaned it up and closed the doors.
Yeah. Oh, and then when she tried to FaceTime her friend, to tell her friend, and then her phone died. So she'd been out for that long.
This is not real.
No, this is genuinely real. She was found because she managed to open the door, right? But when they when they land, they do that key thing and they unsecure it or whatever. Because if you open the door when it's secured, then the slides.
Yeah.
So she opened the door and she was just standing there, and she managed to SOS with her she had a torch.
Oh yeah.
And wave and get one of the baggage handlers, who then.
I can't believe that someone would just stay on a flight that long and Okay, first stop.
Air Canada has said that they are reviewing the incident.
Yeah, okay, the review is, 1, what was she on? She was definitely on a sleeping drug. Ambien
seriously,
or
it
something.
just seems like somebody didn't do their job.
Well, what was interesting, Qantas, because this came out, Qantas refused to answer any of the journalists' responses, same with Jetstar, but Virgin Australia said that it's part of their policy that flight attendants have to sweep the whole aircraft, including checking all the overhead bins.
Yeah.
For lost babies or something like that.
Yeah.
That's where I keep mine.
And toilets, and have to do a full sweep before they can all leave.
Yeah, that's what you have to do at any job before you lock. I used to work at a swimming pool. Before we locked up, we had to make sure all the bathrooms were clear. You just had to do that before you lock a place up. Especially an airplane, I'd imagine.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
I don't believe her. She's bullshitting.
Well, I would have raided the food. That's what I would have done. Where's the alcohol?
Oh, I also thought you meant airplane food. I'm like, why? That's
You don't like airplane food?
not that I dislike it, but if I had the choice of something else, I would go for something else.
Yeah, fair enough.
It depends, also which airline and what sort of food you're getting.
Yeah. I prefer the breakfast over the lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So you get a sausage and stuff like that. Whereas lunch is a terrible sandwich or something like that.
Yeah.
What's the deal with airplane food?
It is.
All right, my article kind of ties into planes, sort of. Well, it does, really. Okay. Let me continue. Nearly 100 drivers followed a Google Maps detour and ended up stuck in an empty field.
Hooray!
Have you ever been
Wait,
oh,
Google
maybe
Maps
I
do
shouldn't...
detours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's
but
too
you have
much
to choose
traffic...
it, though.
So it gives you the option.
Yeah.
I know when I've been driving, it says... there is a detour. Would you like congestion?
Yeah,
Here is a detour. Would you like to follow the detour? So, this is the article here. Technology isn't always foolproof, as about 100 Colorado drivers learned when Google Maps offered them a supposedly quick way to get out of a traffic jam. A crash on Pena Boulevard, a road leading to Denver International Airport, that's how it tied in,
Oh, well done. What a segue. What a twist.
prompted the app to take drivers on a detour on Sunday, but it was too good to be true. The alternate route took drivers down a dirt road that rain had turned into a muddy mess, and cars started sliding around. Some vehicles couldn't make it through the mud, and about 100 others became trapped behind them. Connie Monsees was on her way to pick up her husband at the airport when she encountered the wreck on Pena Boulevard. I thought maybe there's a detour and pulled it up on Google Maps, and it gave me a detour that was half the time. It was 43 minutes initially, and it was going to be 23 instead. So I took the exit and drove where they told me to. There was a bunch of other cars going down the dirt road too, so I guess it was okay. It was not okay.
You know what that's...
Dirt, maybe because I lived somewhere with dirt roads, but dirt roads in weather conditions.
Just avoid.
Just
use common sense.
You know what I'm reminded of? When you're talking about this, it's a dirt road, they're slip sliding, it's meant to be a shortcut. Remember that scene? Have you seen Blues Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen Blues Brothers? Of course you
Yeah.
have. You know when there's they're driving to Chicago and all the cops are following them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, uh-oh, we're a bit late, I'm going to take a shortcut. He turns down the dirt road and his car's just fine because they're on the mission from God. And all the cop cars just slide down that hill.
Yeah,
and one
they do.
slips around and flies into the truck.
That's what you're picturing?
That's what I'm picturing in my head.
Well, apparently Google said the road was not marked as private, so Google automatically, but it was a private road. So there you go. My favorite thing about all of this is the picture in the article. There's a whole bunch of cars piled up, and then a whole bunch of people just scratching their heads, oh dear, how do we get into this mess?
Do you remember that? Ben and Mel Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only have one friend. No, we've got a couple of friends named Ben, so yeah, no, glad
two
cleared
of
that
us.
up.
Yeah, when he was living out in the Whoop Whoop, right? There was one event.
Oh my god, yes, I know the road you're talking about that wasn't a road, it had a dead end.
Well, it was a road, but in the middle there was this
wall of dirt, clump of dirt, something?
a mound.
It was basically on Google Maps. It was marked as a road you could go through, but you couldn't go through it.
Yeah,
and it
'cause
was the
there was a
only way
mound.
Google Maps would take you through it.
Yeah, I had my dad's full drive.
In fact, I don't even think we had Google Maps then. I think it was just on our GPSs.
GPSs. Yeah, we didn't have Google Maps. It was on our GPS.
We didn't have phones to check another way.
Yeah. And I had full drive, and I thought, fuck this, I've got a full drive. I can go over this. The full drive, basically, there's the mound.
Yeah.
Stuck, all the wheels are off, not touching the ground. And I was sitting there going, do I call you guys because I'm the last?
I was going to say, I've never heard about this, so I'm guessing you opted not to tell.
Do I call you guys because I'm the last one there? You're probably all drunk, so maybe someone's sober and we can help push the car? Or do I get RACV?
You obviously went with that.
I went with that because I was I didn't want to face the embarrassment of you all being drunk and coming down to be oh, if I'm gonna do this.
I had literally had
and the guy said it happened once a week.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
Because I got stuck there where the GPS told me that was the only way I could go, and I didn't know any other way to go. Especially because in that area, all the streets are all named very similar things.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A street called 7th Avenue, but 7th Avenue went across. It just went all different directions. It was chaos. But yeah, I cried one night because I got so lost out there, and there's kangaroos everywhere. It's crazy. But I'm really glad it's taken you about 15 years to tell me that story.
The truth comes out on the show, I tell you what. Well, would you like to hear some news about the Pope?
Yes.
Because the Pope...
Always!
Because the Pope and Madonna, I think...
Oh my God, did they have sexy time?
I think...
Yes.
Well, I don't know what's happening with this world, because I think that either this
my
really...
mind's telling me no. But my body... My body's telling me, yeah.
What a clip. What an isolated... Anyway.
No, the Pope and Madonna, getting it on.
Well, look, can I ask a question?
Boom,
Do you think that a news organisation could fundamentally...
This is how we get on Pornhub.
Get things
the
wrong.
Pope and Madonna.
Oh, no one's going to watch that.
You're not wrong.
Madonna offered to suck everyone's dick that votes for Hillary Clinton.
Did she?
Yeah, and obviously that's why Hillary Clinton lost. Nonetheless, so here are two articles. I was going to bring only one in, and then I found the second one. I'm like, Jesus Christ, back to back. Okay, so these were the two headlines. Thou shalt not gossip, Pope tells hairdressers. And then the other one.
The Pope goes to the hairdressers!
That was exactly my thought. Like,
Isn't he bald?
Does he wear a hat? Who cares? And secondly, this is the other one. Madonna wants the Pope to know that Jesus supports abortion. Now, look. Okay. First of all, one. Why is the Pope at a hairdresser's, and why is he saying this?
Sorry, is it just me or is anyone picturing the Pope at like fucking
Just Cuts.
Just Cuts? Yeah.
No, I'm picturing like Coming to America.
Yeah.
He kicked Lewis's ass.
And it's the Pope playing all the black characters too. He's in blackface. He's fine. He's legal to do that.
So the Pope...
Yeah, so he just said Pope Francis has warned against gossiping amongst friends and neighbours, and that he says it should be avoided in those modern temples of cheap talk, beauty parlours and hair salons. So he's now calling beauty parlours and hair salons modern temples of cheap talk.
Oh, boo!
Yeah.
Oh.
Effie who cuts my
So
hair.
he wasn't... Oh my god, Effie. Fuck, I forgot about Effie! Have you told the Effie story on this show? I can't remember.
think so,
Yeah, we've definitely told that one.
Is she still cutting your hair?
She's a saint.
She does good things to your hair.
Well, speaking of saints...
She does. 45 minutes. I can't get over 45 minutes. But it gets washed as well. Yeah. And we have a good yarn.
Yeah. Well, no more of that, says the Pope. Pope Francis actually noted that their patron saint of Saint Martin de Porres, a 14th century barber/surgeon, who joined...
Barber surgeon. Surgeon barber.
Who joined the Dominican Republic in Peru and spent much of the help in the poor and sick. Italian barbers, this is interesting to note, and beauty parlors are traditionally closed on Mondays.
Because it's Italy.
Because it's Italy.
They're also closed on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
You're going to book them in, but only after lunch. Okay, so let's go to Madonna. Now, Madonna wants the Pope to know that Jesus supports abortion. Now, first of all, I'm just going to say, one, if you were to put $1 million on who you think knows the Bible more,
Madonna.
and the Pope and Madonna, I'm pretty sure, I don't think Sportsbet would give you any odds. It would be 1-to-1 for the Pope, right? But...
Well, abortion really wasn't... Was it a thing? Were they doing like...
They didn't even have cesareans yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, were they like doing abortions?
That should be our
doing,
next
like...
challenge. We both read the Bible. That would be torturous for me.
I've already done it.
Have you?
Did a long time.
I'm critiquing
Did the Quran
it. If I'm
challenge.
reading it, I'm critiquing.
No, but honestly, like they wouldn't have had abortions unless they had like some sort of backyard abortion.
Oh, it's pretty easy. Just push them down the stairs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
If
So anyway, I
don't know.
Madonna...
I don't think they would have. I'm not having read the Bible, so clearly I can state this. They wouldn't have had that back when they wrote it, so it wouldn't have been a thing.
That's what I mean. So how would Jesus would approve?
It's a
Madonna,
new thing.
Yeah, wrong.
So let's go. But she's actually got her reasoning. Would you like to hear her reasoning?
1 second. No. It's not. I don't think the church has any grounds in it because it wasn't covered 2,000 years ago. They didn't write about it because they didn't know about it.
Well, do you want to hear Madonna's reasoning?
Yeah, there we go.
No, go.
Okay, so the 60-year-old Queen of Pop, who grew up a Catholic, says she wants to change the Vatican's stance on reproductive rights.
Here.
So this is what she said. Let's talk about Jesus' point of view about women. Let's talk about it. Do you think that Jesus would agree that a woman has right to choose what to do with her body? And so she said all this, said the pop star, who was wearing an eye patch to promote her Madam X album. I think Pro Francis would be open to having that conversation with me. So
I like that they added she was wearing an eye
so
patch.
she's sitting there talking to, like, it's us in the room. She's just like, with an eye patch on. Yep, I reckon I could talk to the Pope and get him to be into abortion.
So in other words, a journalist asked her a question, which she just
gone off
the cuff, which they've now taken as the news story, and it probably had nothing to do with the major of whatever she was promoting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she got a plug in here, didn't she?
Yeah, well, that's it. And then
She did, it worked.
So she says here, and the Holy Water singer, so there's a new song called Holy Water singer, has previously spoken about being excommunicated several times from the Catholic Church, but says her rebellious image is part of her work. Madonna added that her childhood dream was to be a nun and wears Christian imagery because of her devotion to Catholicism.
Didn't she change religion? Isn't she that one that isn't she that like fuck, what's it called?
I don't know, but she changed her accent. That's all right.
No, there's a religion that like a whole bunch of celebrities were for a little while.
Scientology.
No. They all
Thank
wore,
you, Kieran.
They all wore the red
Oh, I'm not
bracelet.
sure.
Oh fuck!
I'm
I think
not
it's
sure.
Some sort of like. I'm gonna Google.
Is it the one where they blew into the rings and they went?
Is she a stonecutter?
Stonecutter.
Give her the stone of triumph.
Put it on.
All right, we went. Yes.
I just can't believe they didn't muck up the names on both those articles. I would have said that Madonna says, don't gossip in a hair salon.
Kabbalah.
Is she Kabbaling?
Yeah.
Cabana.
Cabana.
I'd worship Cabana. Let's put it out there. And it's Son the Twiggy.
We all went to an escape room
We did.
the other day. By the other day,
It was a while ago.
month ago, 2 months ago. What did you guys think of that experience? Whose team was I on? Was I on your
You're
team?
on my
Jess.
team.
I was on your team. And how did I perform? What's my performance evaluation?
I'll be completely honest with everybody in this room. I was very surprised. You were very organised. Mm-hmm. You and I led the team.
We did, and I think it was our laid back approach.
And we were like the worst one. Everyone was like really upset to be on an out team.
Yeah, I know.
But we were the ones that did the best work. We
did
found the best clues.
We did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, showed them.
We did.
Anthony and Trash.
And it's, you put in a code into a door and it doesn't work. Well, put it in 5 more times. It's not going to work.
No.
That's right.
That's what they were doing.
I know. We were just like, well,
We tried other things. Yeah. Your team let us down.
Your team did let us down. We made it much further than your team. We met in the middle. Plus,
because they were hung up on something.
I was disappointed that we couldn't drink in the escape room.
Correct.
Yeah, that was main thing you were crapping on about the entire time.
Okay, put it out there. We all got there early to have some drinks beforehand. You came in there on Kieran time.
You came 10 minutes late after we told you to get there an hour early.
Because I was working.
Anyway,
anyway,
you got an article, something about an escape room.
And then I got rushed into. I could have had a beer.
Can I just tell you, he was also in charge of the radio. And
yes, we know.
And he kept
took
going,
mine.
break. We need a clue. And then they stopped answering us.
And we never got out. We're in there right now. Welcome to the Escape Room Podcast.
It's Kieran here again, and
let me tell you, I was looking up other podcasts, like I had to do some stuff here on this podcasting Facebook page, and this guy answered my question, and I checked out his podcast, and he has the same voice that I do.
Oh my god! Why didn't you show your voice doppelganger yet?
I will do it. I'll bring it in next week.
All right, fair
because
enough.
I listened
to
what
voice I
I
don't
must
like.
admit, like when he told me this, I was like, yeah, whatever. And then he played it. Me being his girlfriend of nearly 7 years was like, holy shit, that is you. What the fuck is going on? Very confusing.
You do the best impersonation of me.
Thank you very much.
That was my impression. All right, go. Tell us your article.
Something about an escape room.
You couldn't drink.
So, yeah, I couldn't drink, so I was disappointed. Anyway, the employees at Palace Games, which is an escape room, have said that they have seen it all, with drunken breakups, proposals, dads gone wild. What is it like to work at an escape room?
That's the worst porno ever. Dad's gone wild. The worst porno ever.
I know exactly what it's like to work in an escape room. They would just be so fucking over people going on the radio. Breaker. We need a clue.
They've seen 6 marriage proposals.
Who's proposing in an escape room?
They've seen a grandpa headlessly dive headfirst down a slide. And bust open his head.
We didn't get slides.
I know. That is exactly what I thought. They've seen a drunk guy pick a fight with his friends for solving problems too slowly for his liking. Only to get dumped on his birthday.
Oh, that's sad.
And then they just get general groups.
Why was that an article? How was that news?
No, because it's great news. Anyway.
Yeah, that's not news.
Do you not see the news article right here? There's nothing else in there. It's a promotion for this, really. They've paid for it to go in the newspaper, and but look at him. There you go.
Yeah, they look like fun, don't they?
I wanted to know what the dad went wild in. Oh, and they said they don't serve alcohol.
Well, we got alcohol before and after, but you're not allowed to bring alcohol into the escape room. And
but you could leave the escape room to get alcohol.
You absolutely could, because you are an alcoholic. You needed to do that. You couldn't last 5 minutes.
I was like, there's no way that... Because people... My thought was people are going to get really intense over this hour. You know, they're going to get really worked up and they're going to take it really seriously, and then there's going to be fights and arguments, and if I've got to spend time in a room, I might as well be drunk.
Yeah, I was drunk.
Yeah.
I can tell why we all did so well.
Well, I was like, I'm going to have a few beers, and then everyone complained about being on my team and that it was going to be terrible. And then we had to go through the first clue, and we just pressed a couple of buttons and we got through. So that was just a fluke. That was awesome. And then we went into the next room and we were stuck on something for an awful long time. And me being like, okay, we're allowed a clue. That was part of the terms and conditions of being there. We're allowed a clue. So I said, call up Kieran on the radio, annoy the shit out of him and ask for a clue. But the 2 other boys that were on our team were so adamant. It was like telling them to ask somebody for directions. They were so adamant. We don't need a clue. If we hadn't have got clues, we would never have passed the next
We
clue.
should also not pick the hardest room.
We did pick the hardest
as the first time.
Yeah, that was your mistake.
Oh, that was because the only one I could fit everybody in. You know, but that's okay. Next one will be easier and it'll be more fun.
Yeah, I want to do another one.
That sounds good to me. Oh, Kieran, do you have a middle name? You don't have to say it.
I know what it is.
You don't. So yes, Jess, I know you have a middle name. Obviously, I have a middle name. Have you ever wanted to change your middle name?
No.
No, you happy with it?
Really?
Well, yes, it's Gregory.
Sorry, Dad.
But I don't use it that often.
Yeah.
I was actually, when I graduated, they read out my name, like my full Kieran Gregory Thorpe, and I was like, where the fuck did Gregory come from?
It's Gregory. You usually do, occasionally you'll say Kieran G. Thorpe. That's cool.
Do I?
Said it before.
Have some more scotch and you might just do that. But yes. Well, you know who also...
I know I don't want to change because of my signature's down pat. It's a K and it's a G.
Oh, you've got your middle name in your signature.
Yeah.
That's very classy.
I like my middle name.
I'd have to change my signature and that's just too hard.
But you know who doesn't like his middle name? Or didn't like his middle name?
Oh.
Macaulay Culkin.
Ah!
That's a good point. Hold that. How did you get your signature down?
She's got a signature of a 14-year-old girl.
Because when I was 14... I had to get a passport and they forced me to create a signature, and I had to use my passport to get my driver's license, and I had to get it. So it's stuck. I'm sorry. That's
I want to see
just
it.
my life.
Sorry.
So
I hate it. I want to change
this
it.
is a little bit of old news, but I found it recently. I thought I'd bring it in. In December, Macaulay Culkin wrote on a website article saying that he was looking for a new middle name, and he stated, "My middle name is something dumb. Larry, Orange. Honestly, I can't even remember. All I want for Christmas is a new name."
Oh, fucking change it.
Don't be the kind of person who cries on Christmas. Be the kind of person that chooses my middle name.
So we opened it to the public.
So you opened it to the pub. Previously, his middle name was Carson. So it's Macaulay Carson Culkin.
That's a mouthful, isn't it?
There's a lot.
It's a lot of Macaulay, Carson, Culkin.
Correct,
Yeah.
you know. So the
That's
Home
the
Alone star...
Yeah.
The Home Alone star took to Twitter...
Wasn't he on drugs or something like that? Wasn't he
Nah,
like
he's
Yeah, for a little while, but he's great now. I love him.
So the Home Alone star took to Twitter to find a new name, and there were 5 options for people to vote on. Now, one of them was... There was 5 options. First option for his middle name was Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
That's what he... You know, he could have been Macaulay Sharkwick Culkin.
That's good.
Yeah.
Number 3 was Macaulay Kieran Culkin.
Hey!
How is the Kieran spelt?
Exactly the way you spell it.
Ah, good man.
Well done.
Number 4 was Macaulay... The McRib is back Culkin.
Ah.
And the final one was Macaulay Publicity Stunt Culkin.
That's funny. That's
So,
funny.
after 100,000 votes, there was a winner with 61,000 votes.
61%.
61% of the votes. Macaulay Culkin is currently named Macaulay Culkin.
That's so great. I love that.
I love that guy.
McRib.
Oh, mate,
The funny thing is they were all really stupid names, and then Kieran was in
Yeah,
it.
I know. Well, they're all really stupid names.
It's like, do they listen to this podcast?
Can you imagine if Macaulay Culkin listened to this podcast? I would be flabbergasted.
I'm sure he does not.
It'd be pretty amazing. But yeah.
Although he's a pretty strange guy. Like, he's very like, he could.
He could.
He might.
We should reach out to him.
Macaulay Culkin, if you're listening,
We love you.
drop us a line.
Send us a rant.
Send us a rant. I think we've been over an hour, believe it or not.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
We spent 20 minutes on you
Singapore.
apologising in
It's
Singapore.
because I make it more fun, isn't it?
Look, just clip out Jess's part.
We'll just clip out it.
But anyway, thank you, both of you, being back this year. Thank you, Kieran, for another amazing episode and for fantastically reading an apology. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me pass this off over here.
I thought I was doing the outro. I was promised outro benefits. All right, where are we? Oh, am I thanking you as well? You thanked Kieran.
You gotta thank
All
Kieran.
right, first of all, congratulations, both of you, on
Thank
your
you.
weight loss achievements. I'm very impressed and can't wait to see you both slowly stack that back on. over the next 6 months.
Jess will not be attending any episodes in the future.
Yes, thank you, Kieran. Thank you, Turch, for another wonderful episode. Let me go. We'll do our outro. For all your wanking needs, make sure
Call Jess on 1-800-555.
Macaulay Culkin.
WA.
I have a
Okay.
1-800 number. That's
Yeah,
for you.
it's 1-800-SEX Cauldron.
But in all seriousness, for all your dog grooming needs,
Wait, you want the dogs to what now?
I groom dogs. That's my job.
Yes, plug.
Yes, I was trying to.
Cuts for Pups.
Yes, that's my business name. If you need your dog groomed,
How do they contact you?
on Facebook or
Cuts for
Instagram.
Pups?
Yeah,
Or
Cuts
Instagram.
for Pups.
But Cut for Pups on Instagram is with double P at the end
Yes,
of Pups.
yeah, that's correct. All right. So for all your wanking needs, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify.
Ooh!
I can listen to us now.
Yeah.
Yes. Instagram and Facebook. And if you would like to send hate mail, death threats, or a rant, record it on your phone and email it to us at weonlydoontakepodcast@gmail.com. Bam. Outro done.
Thank you very much.
Is that how you finish an episode?
Bam! Done.
We'll see you all next Thursday.
Oh, yes. I knew I forgot something. And we will see you next Thursday. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah, that's right. You had that.
We had that in, yeah.
Pretty tame. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, we got a message.
Oh! You said you were going to play it?
From a fan.
Uh-huh.
And it's a new fan. And she had her sexy friends with her. Speaking of sex lines, would you like... you haven't got headphones.
That's right. I'll receive Jess's.
Haven't you had headphones this whole
No.
time?
No, my headphones have
I've
broken.
heard it. He can have mine. He
No.
can have mine.
Because I just want
This
you...
is a professional podcast, people.
Yeah.
You know,
I warmed them up for you.
thank
There
you.
you go.
Oh, my ears feel cold now.
So in a galaxy far, far away, we got a fan sent us a...
Is this a death threat?
Or
is it a rant?
You know, when I listened to it, it felt like a death threat.
Okay.
And sometimes...
Is it Alice?
And sometimes...
It's Alice, isn't it?
When you need me to pause it for you to make comments, you just let me know.
I can't hear. I want to know what's going on.
Hey guys! It's long-time listeners and first-time contributors. It's Lucy and Tiff and Britt, and we just wanted to send you a little
Lucy,
rant.
Tiff, and Britt.
Yeah, that's our drunken alter egos. I'm Tiffany, obviously. I'm not associated with this.
Girls' night, and we're having a bit of a chat about
You're not associated with this. We're having a girls' night.
things that girls chat about.
Things that make you go,
Okay. I mean, Britt.
Things that make you go, that feels like a McDonald's commercial. It doesn't-
When was this recorded?
I don't know, a few weeks ago.
Okay, a few weeks ago. Okay.
Penises and butt play and
Can I just add something? So, when Alice gets drunk, so we developed this alter ego for Alice over New Year's when she got so drunk and she became someone else. And we called her Lucy because some people, it's a long running joke. Someone used to call her Lucy all the time, thinking that was her real name. Obviously, it's Alice. And then we were drinking and she wanted to record something as Lucy. And then I told her maybe Lucy should have a lisp. And she ran with it.
things. And we were really excited. And we decided to go to Sexyland. And
She's actually going to kill you. Even though she sent it. She's going to kill you. She's so upset.
Now, more than anything else, there's apparently, look, I listened to it all 3.5 minutes. I'm not going to subject anyone to that, but
Oh, come on!
come on, you know what? You can take it home. I'll send it to you. You can take it's in their inbox. You can.
I don't know the password. I've said this before. I don't check the emails.
It's very true. It's all me.
I'm screwed when I get a new computer for the times I upload because I just one
don't
web browser's
upload.
got my own personal SoundCloud and the other web browser's got WODOT, and I made that mistake once before.
That's right,
So
you
now
have.
I'm like, I can't remember which web browser. I'm like, oh, that says WODOT. Okay, so I upload there, and it just works.
It's good.
I don't sign in.
It's good.
Also, Anthony was listening to this before and he was like, Jess, there seems to be some sort of smooth jazz playing in the background. What is that? And I was like, oh, that's just 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton.
No, my favorite thing about
There's
this
smooth FM.
is the
Love song dedications.
vocal fry in her voice. That's my favorite thing.
I love the octave she can reach.
Hi.
Don't make fun of her. Make fun of Luffy.
I'm only making fun of Lucy. You know, the Lucy voice reminds you of, remember in Lunatics, the really tall chick?
That's where I got it from.
Oh, very good.
Haven't finished Lunatics.
Cool story.
That'll do.
That's what we end on.